Hello, everyone.
Welcome to our neck of the woods. How you guys doing today? Give us a few minutes here, um, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that. A little hustle and bustle around here. How's everybody doing today? Good, I assume. What a wonderful day. I feel a lot better. I kept waking up last night. Ended up with a terrible pressure headache last night behind my eyes. And it woke me up, I don't know, a good 4 or 5 times last night. But when I finally got up this morning, it was completely gone. So that was lovely.
And she woke up to see her Raina.
Good times, baby.
You know that necklace matches this coat.
Yeah, what do you think about that? See my gift. Oh, it's a red coral. It's beautiful. And this is my favorite shirt that my darling girl got me for Christmas. She knows her mom so well.
I was trying to get my mom a matching pajama for but this is all I could find.
And I love it, don't I?
Yeah, I was trying to Harley Quinn pants. This is all.
Just give you a second. How you doing, hon?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Everybody's saying hi, Urena.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Raina. Sunny and nice here.
Oh, good. That's wonderful. It's definitely cold. The cats can't make up their mind. They want to go out and they want to come right the heck back in. I think Honey Bun, she came to us in early spring last year. Um, so I'm pretty sure she probably had an inside dwelling for her very first winter and probably knows absolutely nothing about snow.
Oh no.
So this year will be fun. Because she's the one that likes to climb up on the door. She jumps up on the door, grabs my curtain, and pulls them off the the door, the window. I have those like lace curtains, and she thinks that they're the best toy in the world.
Oh no. That's why I want no cats in the house. No.
Well, they're indoor outdoor cats, and I love them, and I wouldn't have it any
Terrible.
other way. And we rescued both of the creator brought them to me. They put them right in my life, so I have to know that they're here for a reason. They are. They really are. I know
Yep. Shitsy.
they are.
Would you go running off?
How's a little bit feeling today? Is she doing better?
Yes.
Good.
They went to go pick up her medicine. It's sad when you got to go to 3 different towns trying to find medicine. Our local
Especially
pharmacy
for
was,
something like that, because that's kind of common.
yes.
I mean, doesn't make much sense, does it?
Nope.
So, guess what I'm reading?
What? If you're showing it, I can't see it.
Oh, The Last Ghost Dance
Oh, cool.
by Brooke Medicine Eagle. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Yep. I I got a box of books today, and so I almost didn't do the show because I really want to read them. And you know how excited you get about I get excited about new books. I do. I'm terrible about it. Um, but I really enjoy books, and it's. I think they're just wonderful, 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 wonderful. And I just want to sit here and read through all of them and skip around and just look at everything and get a feel for them, and then try to put them in some kind of order that I want to read them first, which I know which one I'm reading first. I'm reading this one first. Actually, I'll probably read it in conjunction with the other ones because I like to do that too. So, hey,
I
B
would get
Dog,
too mixed up.
thank you, Anna. I love this shirt. She um she was with me when she bought my Christmas presents that year, and so I told her whatever she wanted to do, and she said, "Mom, I want to get you some comfy pajamas." And then she found this pair of red fuzzy pajama pants that had Harley Quinn, and they were all red and black and white. And she said, and they had the Argyle, in the background. And so she said, "I want to get these for you, Mom." And I said, "Okay." And then she said, "But it doesn't have a shirt." And I was like, "Okay, well, let's go find a shirt to go with it." And then she found this. And she said, "Oh, Mom, that's perfect. That's just for you, and it matches the pants." But okay. Because, you know.
That's always fun. Shopping for clothes.
Well, that was a couple Christmases ago. And she
I
was
was gonna
just really
say,
adamant. She was very adamant to get me
used to
something that
be.
year. Because the year before, there were no gifts for Mom, right? And so she thought that Santa Claus was mad at me. She thought
No.
that something was wrong in the universe. You know what I mean? Something was wrong in the universe because Mom didn't get any presents. So she wanted to make sure that year that I did. So we put $20 aside. And I was like, all right, because there's always something for Dad and there's always something for Raymond.
That's good.
I'm hoping that she takes some time and does some of her homemade gifts this year because I think this is the year for those. You know, that means something.
Always. Homemade are better. Homemade anything is better.
That's what I said too.
I just came up to join you to. It's been a while.
Yeah, thanks for coming up because I really miss you. You've been sitting on your hands for some time now.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's okay. We all need to do that sometimes, yeah. I've been doing it for at other places. I just sit on my hands because it's better. Like if your spirit is guiding you to not say anything because what comes out of your mouth is gonna probably be true, but likely not be kind. you know,
Right.
that's my problem. That's the issue I have. So I always have to run through my checklist because, um, I used to pride myself on that tongue that could make people feel like they were 2 inches tall. But I don't want to be that person anymore. You know?
Yep. I have got to text her to get me my shampoo.
So, did you have a wonderful weekend despite everything?
Me, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
This morning I watched Hawks Marathon for a little bit. It was about the giant remains that they've been digging up. That was pretty interesting.
Well, they've already destroyed more giant remains than
Yeah,
um,
that was
I was watching something somewhat similar this morning. It was a guy he was showing these different pictures, historical documented pictures, and CIA documents. Because I've been looking into Tartaria stuff, right?
yes.
And he was sitting there playing a handpan drum, which I love those. I really want me and Raina to have one that we can just play on. So someday that's the dream, right? A handpan. Um, but she's she loves the sound of them too because it's so different. You know what I mean? So he's sitting there playing this handpan, which is one of my favorite sounds. So I was so uplifted. I'm looking at all these pictures and going, "Oh wow, that makes more sense than
Mhm.
the other theories that I've heard or you know going through all this stuff." And he's just playing this handpan drum, and he stops in between his songs and he talks a little bit, and it's just showing all this different stuff in the petrified trees, and the different things like that. And there's so much beauty in the destruction that was left behind that it's hard to see it as destruction. And I think that really hit me today. Uh, like every past reset we've had, there was a reason for it, right? There was a reason for it.
Yep.
Um, and so a lot of times we have a hard time finding the beauty in destruction, and it's very very hard to see that. But we have to remember there's a bigger plan than us, right? There's a there's something way bigger than us out there, and we are but small drops in the river of life. We can all make ripples, and we all make up the water, with our own energy, but it's so much bigger.
That's true.
Yeah.
Things we can't control.
Yeah. um I don't know. It's I feel part of something much larger than myself today, if that makes any sense to anybody.
Kind of does.
And it feels good. It feels I feel very uplifted today. I feel very peaceful, very calm. Just kind of floating along on the wherever the flow takes me, you know, today. I don't know. Almost feels like Sunday to me again all over.
Mm. You went up here?
Yeah, Anna, it used to be very I used to have almost no tact, and it was by choice. And so I just choose not to be that person anymore.
She's such a brat.
You still have your mom's dog?
Yes. And she's so spoiled rotten. And she'll jump up on my leg, and when I bend down to get her, she backs up. She can't make up her mind.
Little stinker.
Yes.
She wants full service.
Yeah.
She wants full service. Oh, I just want to read my books. I'm getting off early today, guys. I just got some light reading to catch up on.
Fine. Police are driving by really slow. It's unusual here. I didn't do it.
Maybe they're just being wary of
Police
what's
are
going on. Hi, Pat. Welcome.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Pappy.
Hi, Bonnie.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Hello, everybody in chat. I'm doing pretty good. If you hear any background noise here, it might be the fan from my computer that you hear. Right now, I'm doing a file cleanup. It's been a while since I've done it, so the computer's working pretty hard.
That's fine.
This computer's old. It's a 2007 computer, so it has a tendency to slow down like I do.
We all do.
Yeah, so Heather says she has some light reading to do. Haha. The books that I sent you are not light reading, my dear.
Oh, I know. I was joking.
Well, the one book is the one called Hands of Light. That's light reading.
Oh, I think that'll be the one I have to read and reread and reread again.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
How was y'all's day going?
Just great.
Good.
It's a good day. I'm not getting rained on because I'm in the house and I'm happy.
I'm not either.
I just woke up. I got caught on watching a movie last night and ended not going to sleep till 4 something in the morning.
Oh my.
Well, I'll tell you a little secret. I didn't get up till 10:30 myself.
That must be nice. I was up at 7.
Well, I'm retired, and there's raining outside. I don't really have to do anything. Nancy sleeps in the daytime, and the pups are happy to lay right there and sleep as long as I do. So, with it. If it wasn't for my bladder clock going off, I probably wouldn't even gotten up then.
Yep. There's a tendency to do that.
I had to take medication to help me sleep, too. If I don't, I'm not going to sleep.
That I don't have a problem. I've learned, Crystal, that there's no reason to go to bed with problems on your mind if you can give them away.
Yep.
You have to work at it, but I tried not to go. Look at what I do before I go to bed, and then give in my final prayers of the day, give up all those problems and know that the good stuff is coming the next day. And usually, Creator knocks me right out.
My brain, and it's not that I'm worried about anything. My brain just does not shut down. It's like a old projector where I had the slides.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
I was noticing Anna's comment. Anna, I also, and I heard Heather talking about this. I also woke up with a headache and pressure in my head this morning. So there was.
I had that all day yesterday.
Yeah, because of the things that happened yesterday, that's changed the atmospheric energy pressure. We, those of us that are sensitive to it, we're affected by it. Once you recognize what it is, you can shield that out, because it's not yours. You're just picking up you're picking up the flow, so to speak. And once you determine that it's not yours, then you can filter that out and still be aware. So I hope it goes away for you, Anna. I'm rubbing your temples right now.
Well, that explains a lot because my head was feeling weird, but I blew it off.
Well, you know how it just comes in waves, and then one of us will feel something or have something, and then right down the line.
Yep.
Seems that way, doesn't it?
Well, we're not only transmitters, we're receivers, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
B-Dog, I'm so happy you feel like that you can still come here and just sit and chill. That is lovely.
Yep.
hey, everyone in chat. I love y'all.
Yeah, we like people joining us here. Yeah, you can join us around the campfire. Get that bucket of water which has been sitting next to that campfire. It's nice and warm and everything. Slip your moccasins off and just put your feet right in that water and just have a good time.
I did that yesterday.
You did that yesterday?
Yep.
Good.
You can go down to the pet store and get a bunch of them little fishies that swim around in that water and nibble on your toes and stuff.
I don't know about that, but
well, Crystal, Anna had said something about unplugging the electronics around your head, and there is something to be said for that. The more electronics that are around you while you're sleeping, the worse off it can tend to be. But she's right about that. Hey, Anna.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
Anna.
Hey, I love you guys.
hi.
Yeah, I wanted to share with Crystal. I have the same issues when it comes to sleep, and my mind won't shut off. And it's like, even when I close my eyes, it's like things are just flashing by me. The pictures and visions. It just, my mind won't shut down, and I'm very visual. Even though my eyes are closed, things are real crystal clear to me. What I wanted to say is a lot of people don't realize in these meters they put on your house, they're a type of device that has a tracking device in them that tracks your patterns and records your patterns. So it knows when you're awake, it knows when you're asleep or when you're trying to sleep, and it is programmed pulses that will affect you so that you get tension and cannot sleep, and it can cause headaches and problems with your diet, everything. It can really mess you up mentally too. So I don't have a TV or any of that in my bedroom. I will bring my cell phone in there and try not to be on it other than to put on like something like rain thing. You know, you have your little different programs, but like the sound of rain, something like that, that just is a constant and it'll put me to sleep and it'll relax me a lot. I just wanted to put that out there for you.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. Just try that because a lot of people don't realize even the electrical wiring that runs through your house, as long as something's plugged into it, it still gives off electricity up to the shutoff point. So
and
that's
it will
putting
emit
it-
frequency.
Yeah.
Jeff and I figured that out a long time ago, that was affecting our health in very, very bad ways. And he had bought me a microwave, a brand new microwave. He was so pleased with himself, and I just won't even plug it in because I don't want those frequencies in the house anymore.
Yep.
Because since we whittled down all of our electrical gadgets to very few, I haven't suffered migraines as much. And when I am having overactive brain movies going on at night, I usually use lavender and frankincense, a couple drops on my chin, and it helps to relax my mind enough for me to sleep. Because I used to suffer terrible insomnia,
Yep.
and I don't want to ever go back to that, So there's my helpful hint. And it may help with your headache too, honey,
Yep. Yep.
Well, Deanna sent me a little packet, and it's got stuff in there for headaches. It's oil, so I use it too when I get a headache. It helps.
But yeah, Anna's got the gist of it for sleeping. You don't want to be sleeping with a lot of gadgets in your face or watching you while you sleep, because they're emitting frequencies. If they're plugged in, they're emitting frequencies.
Well, the wiring in this house ain't so great either.
Yeah, well, it has nothing to do with your wiring. It's about the gadgets you have plugged in, and all of them emit a low. Even your remote control with the batteries in it emits a low, very low grade frequency. It's not something you can hear, but when the electric's out, you don't hear the hum of the electric in your house. There's a big part of it.
You know how when you get out in nature and there's not a lot of things around you and you have no devices around you and stuff, and you sit by yourself and you just try to relax a little bit, and there, where there's not a lot of metropolitan noise and things like that, it somehow just feels so much more relaxing and less distracting. That's the same sort of thing if you put yourself in the bedroom, or in comparison to like camping out, you don't have all of that extra stuff around you that are causing frequencies that you can't hear, and pulses and stuff like that that are bombarding your body, because you have a little bit of electricity in your body, even though it's very minute. It's not meant to be around all this extra stuff that's causes like magnetism and things like that on your body, and it pounds on your circuits in your body and causes a lot of stress and inflammation. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, you're correct there, Anna. One of the things that it used to amaze me when I was young, we didn't have a lot of the electronic stuff we have now, but when I used to go hunting and stuff, one of the places that I used to hunt was on the power lines because it was clear cut through the woods and stuff, And I started noticing that the closer I got to those high tension power lines, the more I was aware of them. You could actually feel the electromagnetism in the air when you get anywhere near these high tension, high power power lines. And a lot of people that live in the towns and the cities and stuff now, you have to remember they've put up a whole lot of cell phone towers and repeaters all over these cities. And everybody has switched over to these devices, and almost probably every one of you has got a modem in your house, a Wi-Fi modem and a computer modem, you know, and as long as those things are running, they're emitting EMF, electromagnetic frequencies, you know, and that combines with the other electromagnetic frequencies that's coming out of your electrical box in your house, your wires, the smart meters that they've hooked up to your gas and your electric meters. You know, they're all transmitting all the time. You know, you want to get yourself one of those doggone emergency space blankets that they sell out there that's got the silver on one side. Wrap yourself in that to bounce all that stuff away from you. It actually works.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Keep the shape.
Are those the Mylar? Are they Mylar?
Yeah, it's Mylar, but it's got the you know, the silver color on one side. You
Yes.
put the silver color towards yourself to reflect your body heat, you know, but it also protects against those frequencies too.
Okay.
I live within 200 yards of a high line electrical wire, or several of them actually,
Yep.
high tension lines. And I can tell the difference since I moved back from when I didn't live near any big power lines like that.
Yeah.
I could tell it right away.
And they're subject to power surges too.
Yeah.
And are y'all talking about the electric meter being on the house?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you know, they've
that
got the electric meters now, Bonnie, that they put a little chip in them, so they don't even have to stop and come up and read them. They just drive by and it transmits the information to the reader that they have in the vehicle. So that thing is transmitting all the time.
A person needs to write to their electric companies and let them know that they don't want those kind either, because what they are is a tracking device that also monitors your comings, your goings. It monitors everything, and it goes into a computer system that anybody can look into to get your information. It'll tell when people have come and gone from your house. It'll tell when your hours at your home, you're not home, the amount of electricity that you use during what hours. And what it does is it's also a device being used to bombard us in our sleep. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Well, ours has to be on a pole right up the street. So it's a good ways from my house.
That's a good thing.
All I got to say is there is always more than one definition and one way to go about unplugging.
Yes.
Yep. Flip the switch.
Unplug can mean so many different things, but there's some of that you can take literally, and you'll find that there's a difference. If you're in a spot where you're unable to just go outside and sit, or it's too cold, or your bones can't handle it, or you don't move about so well, that's okay. Unplug some stuff in the house for a little bit. See if it doesn't help change the vibration in your home.
And it will save you electricity if you unplug things when you're not using them.
Yeah.
This is true.
There's always that little bit of current running up in there. You think you're not using it because that switch is turned off, but it runs up to that switch.
Well, you know, we're saturated down here at ground level with that. You know, all of that energy, you know, and it'll only get worse as they switch over to more and more electric, eco-friendly sort of stuff. But don't forget, they've been putting thousands of things in orbit around this planet. And every
Yeah.
one of them are transmitting and receiving also.
Yep.
Makes it difficult to get the frequency of the stars and the planetary bodies in through all of that noise.
When I was younger, well, when I was married, my ex-husband had the time, I was married to him, whatever, was his cousin was married to a guy that everybody thought was loony. And because everybody thought he was loony and everything that he knew from the type of work that he did when he was in a special forces type thing, he used to tell us that you don't even realize how much you're being monitored. You don't even realize they know everything, that you're being monitored all the time, that there are no secrets, that they can read the newspaper you're sitting on your porch reading. They can look into your windows, things like that. Everybody thought he was nuts and paranoid. So he became very self-conscious about how he was being treated and everything, that no one would believe him. But as much as he knew, he was also very scared. So he became quite the drinker. He ended up taking his own life because of what he knew and how scared he was of what there is in this world.
Yeah.
And wow, all these years later, what do they have? They have satellites. They have all these little things that can fly by your windows in the middle of the night. You don't see them, you don't hear them. They have birds that look like real birds in the sky that are
But
watching
you can't live in fear. And even
Right.
having the knowledge of that, you can't live in fear of it. You know?
Right.
Um,
And my intention in telling you this is that we don't know how much we're being subject to. You know,
Yeah.
as far as what they are trying to do. I mean, we're a group of people that have become so enlightened in sharing information and everything that we can find our own little ways to do things that counteract what they are attempting to do to us. So what I appreciate is just coming on here and sharing a little bit of unplug a few things. You're not just going to save electricity. You might have a little bit of peace of mind.
Well, I want to expand a little bit on what you said, Anna. Okay, and that is, you know, they have the capabilities of knowing all of this stuff about us. Now, because of that technology and stuff, the next step would be if they know that about us and they know our individual frequencies and everything else that I assume they know, because it's easy to track that, how easy would it be to introduce something into our bodies, either through the foods we eat, the water we drink, or the health devices that we're encouraged to take, that turns us into a transmitter, that turns us into something that can be transmitted to and manipulated. Kind of sounds like a logical step if that was your plan. Okay, so there are groups that haven't gotten into that knowingly. Okay, and you know, perhaps somebody like me that's got 20 years in the military, who knows what they've put into me in that 20 years, you know. So it may be a lost cause for me, you know. Maybe that's why the push is so hard, you know, to get this next step done. Something to think about, huh?
Yeah.
Because if they can monitor and they can put a switch in, and they have a switch they can turn on and off whenever they want to. Maybe in various different ways too, you know what I'm saying? With different effects.
Yeah.
Well, they're awful bored if they're monitoring me.
Me too.
That's how I feel.
Hey, Jeff.
We'll learn how to do crafts, that's all.
No, they're just looking at me. She's trouble. Look out for her, man. She's trouble.
Yeah, there's that about it too.
How are you doing today, Jeff?
I'm doing good.
Hi,
I'm
Dorinda.
positive.
You're not
I'm
working
just-
today, right,
I
Dorinda?
gotta do dishes. That's not happy. Like
Are you off today, Dorinda?
I'm off for the next 3 days.
Holy
Woo-wee.
macaroni.
Woohoo. And I'm
Is
not
that
answering
because
my
you were a
phone.
bad girl and got suspended from school?
Pardon?
Did you get suspended from school again, young lady?
Yeah. I'm not
3
answering my
days.
phone because I don't want them to call me into work.
There
Well,
you go.
Dorinda, with 3 days, this is what we expect. We'll give you 1 day to put the poll up, 1 day to practice, and the third day you put on the show. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, y'all in chat.
So, Pappy, I hate to press the issue, but I really want to press the issue because I'm just really, really excited to hear about Red Coral.
Of what? Let me read your mind. Is it red?
Yes, yes.
Is it hard and shiny?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Nah. Does it feel like it's choking you?
No.
No.
Oh, good. Good.
That's
Okay, well,
positive.
you might as well go up on full screen and let everybody know what you're talking about.
Okay, okay. Give me a second. Give me a second here. Okay, start. How do I? Oh yeah, wait. I got more
There you go.
boxes than I'm used to. Give me a second. Okay.
Pretty. Ooh, is that red coral?
It is.
It's pretty.
Beautiful.
Very pretty. Did you make that, Heather?
I did not. It was gifted to me.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
So let's read about red coral and how and why it seems to want to grow legs and travel from one place to another, perhaps.
Hey, Love Bug.
Hey.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Coral, red coral. Please remind me of the blood of all my kin. Each of us has feelings that reflect the joy within. May I nurture my own needs, then learn to share in turn the love that is my essence, the heart that
Do
in
not
me
get on my
believes.
computer.
And coral, the key word for coral is nurturing. And let's look at the teaching about coral. Coral is often used in Native American silver jewelry along with turquoise. Coral is from the seas of the Earth Mother and is a symbol of the blood of our planet. As we have blood in our bodies, the waters of Earth Mother are considered to be her blood. Native Americans see the Earth Mother as a living being with consciousness and free will of her own. She is a true mother of all living things. Turquoise, on the other hand, is from the soil of the Earth Mother and represents the Sky Nations, which protects those who act as guardians of the Earth. Turquoise is a male element, which can be worn for protection. Just as the warrior clans protect the people and all future generations, turquoise protects the wearer from bad medicine. This protection is needed so that the nurturing can occur in a safe space. It is for this reason that turquoise and coral are worn together. Our parents, the Mother Earth and the Father Sky, work hand in hand to protect and nurture all creatures that are connected by the family ties of red blood. The silver settings of the turquoise and coral jewelry carry the symbol of purity and truth that is a marriage of the earth and sky. Each human two-legged has the need to be nurtured. From birth to death, humans seek comfort and nourishment from others of their kind, from pets, from possessions, from careers, and other aspects of the earth walk. Many two-leggeds feel that they are alone, that the needs they have are not met by the parents they choose, the work they do, the relationships they make, or the lifestyle they lead. These dissatisfied people have forgotten their true mother, which is the earth. Red blood runs through the veins of every creature on the earth, from mammal to reptile, from bird to fish, from human to insect. We are all part of the planetary family. Our brothers and sisters in this enormous family seek to live in harmony with us. It is through this understanding that we begin the reconnection process with all our relations. No matter how much we would like to believe it, we are never alone. The water nursery of creation gives birth to all things. In the Seneca tradition, the oral history tells us that after the earth mother was created by great mystery, the waters of the earth came from the field of plenty, and that all life forms were nourished in the blood and water of the Mother Earth. As seeds washed to the shores and rooted in the soil, plant life began. Creatures crawled from the oceans, the rivers, and the lakes and began their lives on land, while others chose the waters to live in. In the womb of woman, all humans are nurtured in watery warmth until they are delivered through birth. So it was that Earth Mother birthed life forms from her water nursery of creation. Since the coral used by Native Americans is red and comes from seawater, it is used as a symbol of our birth and our connection to the mother of all things. Every life form is sustained through its connection to the earth and all our relations. Using coral can allow us to reconnect to the blood in our bodies and to the waters of the Mother Earth. As our feelings and intuition are connected to the water clan, we may once again feel the needs of our bodies as well as our spiritual needs. Once we reconnect with our feelings, we can develop a communication with our physical form that is not based upon addiction, compulsion, fear, gluttony, or selfishness. This spiritual aspect of understanding the body's need for air, food, physical activity, sexual coupling is sacred. The gifts we are endowed with cannot be used properly unless we have a vehicle to accomplish those earthwalk missions. The body is that vehicle. The way we view life is dependent to a certain extent on how we feel and how we respect and care for our bodies. In the second world, the ice world, the tradition began among many tribes and clans that won them the name Red Earth people. These humans understood that Earth was their mother. They understood the concept of life cycles, and that when they finished their earth walk, their bodies would return to the womb of the Mother Earth in preparation for rebirth. When members of the clan died, their bodies were rubbed with red ochre and placed in the fetal position along with all their medicine and possessions, then covered with herbs and flowers. The womb of the Earth Mother accepted them again, and the grave was closed. The Red Earth people of the brown and the red races understood that the circle must come together in wholeness. As we come into this world with the blood of our mother's womb on our tiny bodies, we should leave this world in the same manner to be nurtured again by our true mother, the earth. In this way, we are preparing for a new birth of our spirit and a new set of lessons. Many times when coral was not available, a shell was placed in the grave of the Red Earth people to ensure re-entry into the water nursery of creation. The leopard shell and the cowrie shell are shaped like the vagina of woman and represented the birth and rebirth element of the life cycle. These shells are still used by black, red, brown, and yellow tribal people all over the world. Many times these shells are used along with pieces of coral, stones, and bones to divine the future of a seeker. Today, a seer, a holy person, or Black Lives woman will throw the bag of bones, which is stones, bones, and shells, into a medicine circle marked in the earth. The manner in which they fall determines the future events of the seeker's life. There are only three fates: past, present, and future. Every event in a person's life is influenced and decided by choices made in the present. To change what the future holds, we must seek guidance as to the proper decision and trust that we will create beauty in our lives. Red coral is one of the tools that will reinstill that faith. Knowing we are nurtured by our Earth Mother and that she will meet our needs is one method of destroying fear and affecting healing. All nurturing comes from the ability to pay attention to our needs and our feelings. If we don't know what we need, how can we nurture ourselves? If we don't know what others need or how they feel, how can we give comfort? If we are out of touch with our own bodies, how can we keep them healthy and strong? Our Earth Mother supplies many teachers who will aid in the discovery of answers to these questions. Mother Earth can only supply comfort and nurturing if we are willing to listen. Then, through these new understandings, our knowing system teaches us to trust that we have taken care of it. If we are willing to nurture ourselves through connection to our Earth Mother, then we will learn how to nurture others. The Earth Mother loves and nurtures all our relations equally, none above the other. This form of unconditional love is a basis of beauty. Beauty is a form of nourishing that is an accepted Native American understanding. To walk in beauty is to walk gently with a twinkle in your eye and loving thoughts in the mind and a smile in your heart. Coral also speaks of this message as the original intent of the Mother of all things. Coral is a very special teacher who allows us to connect to our feelings, the planetary family, the water nursery of creation. Coral helps us to listen with open hearts and to understand that to feel is to heal. Now, how do you apply it? If coral has appeared in the cards today, you're being asked to look at the idea of nurturing. It may be time to nurture yourself or another. If you refuse to be nurtured, it may be time to drop that superhuman attitude before you get sick. Coral tells us that our bodies have needs also. Pay attention and be good to your body. Coral also speaks of the planetary family. If you feel lonely or alone, it may be time to have a reunion with the other creatures that share the earth with you. Listen to all our relations and cut the "I'm the only one" refrain from your thoughts. Coral always tells us to listen to our feelings. If you have been ignoring how you feel around certain people or how your body feels, Coral is insisting that you reconnect to those feelings. Remember, to feel is to heal. And if you don't listen, then you'll have somebody like Coyote come along, or somebody like Heyoka come along, or somebody like the Trickster come along. Spider will come along, or one of the other teachers will come along to remind you. They're all giving you the same message. Feel the message, hear the message, apply the message.
Okay, Pappy, you reading that for me?
Didn't that just bring a lot of connection into everything we just talked about?
Yeah, I think it's
Wow.
Yeah.
Did that ever fall together?
I wanted to say one thing about what you guys were talking about before, about the smart meters. If you don't know what they are, you have no idea or you have very little knowledge, go to stopthecrime.net with Deborah Tavares. She has done for the past, I'd say 20 years, research on those and everything else. I mean, I don't know where she gets her knowledge, but that woman is smart. And I've been following her since 2000.
Right on.
And she goes in and explains what they do, why they're doing this, and everything else. And you can get cancer from them smart meters, and they do give off a rate. If you hold a RADS meter in front of it, or whatever for radiation, it gives off radiation.
Well, I know if you take a red brick and put it up on top of the meter, it'll make it start going slow. You just better not get caught with doing it.
Now, see, I live on a corner. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Pappy, I wanted to say thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
It's beautiful.
Answer
it was.
questions.
And I felt like he was reading it to me, because yesterday I blew up at somebody. I just went off. And it was a bad day. And because everybody, there's people around me that think that I can fix somebody. And I'm like, I'm not the fixer. There's no such person. You can't change somebody else. You can only change yourself. And they can't get that through their head. They think I can change this other person. And I'm like, no, I can't. You need to stop.
No, each individual is responsible for their change.
Right. And I had my daughter's dog over the weekend. Well, both of them, but the one needs insulin. I had to give that dog insulin myself. And it was only by the grace of God that I could do it.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, fine, I'll do the crap myself. I'll do everything myself, you know? And I get that way a lot because just people just drive me silly.
Yeah, I had one like that too, and thank God he's gone.
That poor dog, Jasmine, she's 16 years old, or 15, something like that. And I'm like, my daughter will not let her go.
Well, I was talking about a human being. I wasn't talking about a dog.
Oh. Well, that's her daughter. That's her first daughter.
I don't see a lot of difference between a human and a dog, actually, you know, when
Yeah.
it comes down to respect for the life, you know.
Yeah,
Well,
I was going to say there's a living light in both creations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Just ma-
mine, all he wanted to do is sit around and smoke weed all the time and watch me clean, cook, and everything else. And he gets a check every month. So
Okay, but let's digest the blessing that we were just given and
Yeah.
use that to raise our vibration instead of falling right back down into the ditch. Because I don't know about you girls, but my waders are getting heavy.
I'm happy.
You know, it's one of the interesting things about when Robert reads the cards, or when I pull a card, or some subject will come up and it'll trigger me, say, wait a minute, I have a teaching in my file about that. You know, that synchronicity shows the connection. So it doesn't surprise me, Love Bug, that you say that sound like that card was being read for you. Well, that card is telling you that sameness connects us all. Okay. And there is an application for each one of us because of that core, if you will. Okay. And everybody will receive something, you know, about, you know, an enlightenment, if you will, or a thing of mood lifting, or a thing of mood shifting, you know. So I enjoy the way that works. And, you know, it's been validated so many times for me over the years that, you know, I just have faith that things come in the time that they're needed. The teachers show up, the healers show up, you know, the guides show up, all of that, you know. You just put it out there and you know it's going to happen. You know, you have to have faith that you'll be in the right place at the right time. You know, whether or not we choose, make a decision at that time what we're going to do with it. You know, that's where the key is, because we can only deal with anything in the present.
Right.
Yep.
And there was so much in that I mean, there's so many different parts. And
You see how it all fits together?
yes, and that's what I was going to say. Us women, especially,
Yep.
have been raised, taught, whatever, to think that we can make it on our own, that we are powerful. Who needs a man? Look at how they are, whatever the reason is, when in all actuality, I think because of, even if you go by the Bible, woman was created for man. So
Right.
we were intended to have a helpmate, whatever you want to call.
It's balancing of energies, because I mean, men will always look at things different than women, just as a perspective of the society we live in, the cultures, the different things, and it's different everywhere. But I think they scientifically prove that men tend to think more with their logical brain and women more with their emotional brain.
Yeah.
Right. And that's not true in all cases. That's not a coverall. It's not a stereotype. It's just a generalization of where we come from. And we need both of those. That's why marriage, to me, I believe marriage was a partnership. It was never about power over one or the other. It was never about ownership.
Right.
It was about 1 + 1 = a brand new one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
Separation and division is unnatural. Okay, even and the point that Bonnie made, the Bible says, now, if you look at the creation story in the Christian Bible, the Creator says, I'm going to make man. Okay, well, man was nothing more than the elements of the earth until he put part of his spirit in man and brought him to life. And then he says man needs a companion. Okay, and from man he made woman. Woman means from man. Okay, however, what did he do? He transferred a tether, if you will, from himself to man, from man to woman, from himself, from man to woman, to everything that they named. He gave him power to name everything that was living. The power was transferred. It was actually a connection. It was showing the connection to true source. Now, Creator is the only creative force. And the only way that new creations can be made is the joining of the male energy and the female energy, and activated by the spirit energy. That's where the 1 + 1 = the new one. And they all add up to the original one. The two energies should be in balance, because one cannot survive without the other. They can't. We're not designed that way. And those that force themselves into that division do not live a whole life, if you will. They're going through their earth walk with half their clothes on. It's the only way I could put it.
I'm a half nudist.
I'm sorry?
I'm a half nudist.
With half naked.
I was just going to say the left half or the right half.
Yeah, see, you see the division even in the commercials now that you bring that up. Yeah. Are you a right Twix or a left Twix?
Yeah, I hate that.
You see what they're trying to do?
Yes.
They're trying to divide us. That's the oldest war technique in history is divide and conquer.
Exactly. But they're showing you the truth at the same time.
Yeah.
They're exactly the same candy bar in the
They're
same
showing you
package.
they're showing you the truth, okay? Because those that recognize it said you can't separate it.
No.
It's impossible. You're saying you separated it, but you didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, to lie to somebody else, you have to lie to yourself first.
Right.
Well, Pappy, if God sees fit to put another man in my life, so be it. But if He don't, I'm okay. I'm okay with just me and him.
Same here.
Maybe you've had all you need.
I don't want no more, really. I ain't trying to be mean. I just.
Oh, I giggle and laugh when everybody says those statements. I'm saying, oh, you don't even know. Who knows? You know?
Right.
It's
That's tomorrow.
If he brings one into my life too, I'm fine. Because I had 14 years of happiness with my boyfriend. Should have been my husband.
Well, and it doesn't matter.
No.
That's a piece of paper now.
Yep.
By all rights, you were married.
Yep.
Oh yeah. By God, yes.
Right.
By-
Marriage is a promise of the heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a promise from the heart. I
Oh, he
get so upset when people say it's just a piece of paper. If it doesn't work out, I'll just get divorced. Why
Well,
would you
no, I
go
didn't mean
into a partnership with a thought like that? That'd be like, here, I'm going to invest my entire fortune in this company. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work out. I'll just declare bankruptcy. If you go in with that thinking, guess what's going to happen?
It's going to fall apart.
Well, Heather, I didn't mean it that way. I mean,
no. I wasn't saying you did. I'm sorry. I just had to throw my 2 cents in before I forgot them, honey. I'm sorry.
Oh, my Lord.
I got rusty old pennies. I'm sorry.
You know, Heather, a lot of people do go into the relationship like that.
Yeah.
If it don't work out, oh well, I'll just move on to the next one.
No, and you know what? Here's the thing. When you make that promise, and I have nothing against anybody who's been married multiple times. That means you haven't given up on love. That's an important thing. Okay? So I can't knock that at all. For me, I'm the kind of person, through my perception, that I said I would make that promise one time. One time. And if that didn't work out, that's not a promise I will repeat.
Right.
That's for me. But that's because of how I grew up and the things that I've experienced in life, you know. But it also, my husband and I both knew that we both felt that way going into it, and we found each other later in life, so it made it very much easier for us to do that. And I'm glad that when I was young, I wasn't rash enough to get married just because I was having a child, and I realized that there was no stigma anybody could attach to me that I didn't want to take on to myself.
Well, me personally, once that bond is there, when you're just dating or whatever, the commitment is already there. And for some reason, I haven't found a male person that thinks the same way.
Yes, but you haven't given up completely on love either. So,
well, I thought I did, but something's changing my mind.
Yay!
There's that trickster. Hi, okay.
Can I
As
add
creator
something?
going, you thought what? Hold on a minute.
Oh, no, it's not that trickster. That trickster is tricking everybody.
The trickster is not always a bad character just because he's portrayed so. And I want you to think about that. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Now, what happens if that horse has a condition where he desperately needs to drink, right? But he can't. He has no desire to. And what if Trickster comes along and tricks that horse into drinking to save that horse, right? There are many reasons that Trickster does what needs doing when the time comes. And so you may feel tricked in a way into something, but I do believe your spirit will guide you. You need to be checking in on a regular basis with your higher self.
Yep. Listen to the sacred clowns.
I have something to add to what you guys have said. You know, the path that we walk, like Epi puts it, a lot of people come in and out of that path, and I think everybody we have a connection with, we offer something of ourselves, even if we have to walk away from the situation and walk on. We've left them with something, and they've left us with something, whether it be a lesson in our life that was traumatic or not traumatic. We had our goods and our bads. That some of us, I think some of us have to walk forward to something different. And if someone else comes into that, you just give them the best that you have to offer with all good intention. And the best will come out of it no matter what, whether it be a short relationship or a long one. That might just be the path Creator had intended for us.
That's a good way to look at it, Anna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw your little wings flittering there in the light.
Oh, yeah.
It's so true. You know, even in the chance encounter that we have with anyone, there's an energy exchange that takes place between those two people. Anytime that you shake hands with another person, it's been scientifically proven that there's an exchange of your body cells. Skin cells go one to the other, and there is an exchange of energy. Now, everybody's energy frequency is their own. It's unique to them. When you shake hands with somebody, or when you hug someone or embrace them or whatever, literally those two energy patterns intermingle and interpenetrate each other. Okay, and when that happens, there's an energy exchange that takes place that, well, it's obviously done for a reason, you know, but it creates lasting impressions, lasting memories, sometimes profound changes, you know, and that's how everything works in Creator. He says, look, I've put this energy in everything, you know, so if you touch it, you feel it, you walk it, you go by it, you express it, you view it, you look at it and stuff like that. I'm going to give you something from that. Okay, that becomes part of you. You're going to give something of yourself back to it, and it becomes part of it. If it's no more than having that long walk that you're taking, Anna, and oh, I got to take a rest for a minute, and you just reach out and you put your hand on the trunk of that tree. First off, that's an acknowledgement that that tree was there for you to rest against, and the tree is welcoming you. Okay, it's taking some of your energy, and you're taking some of it, and that is the way of our existence. And that being the case, sometimes we get an exchange of energy that sends us on a different pathway, and that different pathway has that other energy that we're supposed to reconnect to on that web of life, or that either something that you're going to receive or something that you're going to be given. You know, we're all tools of Creator. Okay, we're all receivers of Creator's gifts to us in our own awareness. And that's why I keep repeating this over and over again. As subtle as it seems, you're so much more powerful than most people would give themselves credit for at first glance, because we are the result of a miracle, which in turn make each of us a miracle. I love being in a whole room full of miracles.
Yep.
Sounds like a singing
Amen.
group, doesn't it?
Yes. Sir.
We just all sync up with each other.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Happy just likes being surrounded by all these women.
Yeah. I'm fine.
Oh, Robert's in here too. Sorry, Robert.
Me, Robert, and Jeff, we know that we're in the minority in this group. We ain't complaining.
They have their little harem.
Hey, hey, something.
Oh, with my fingers in my ear, so I don't have to hear the harem. But if you have more than one, you know you're going to have more than one honey-do list.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys are what we call like the borrowed hubbies. Okay, so what you give us in input is all borrowed from Heather, and she shares.
That's right.
Happy I had to make a honey-do list to myself, I guess.
Yep. Hey, I've been listening and talking about water and crystal and issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what goes with water and what goes with coral? To me, it's apparent. I didn't have to draw a card. The card drew me. It's salmon. Wisdom, inner knowing. Salmon, keeper of inner knowing. Eliminate all that I can see. Fill me with the love of learning. Life's sacred wisdom offered to me. Salmon is the sacred keeper of wisdom and the inner knowing, who despite strong river currents will always return to the place of its creation. Its determination is driven by wisdom of instinct and inner knowing, which yields a sense of purpose that cannot be thwarted by external forces. Coming full circle, salmon medicine people finish what they begin, bringing life's events and cycles to closure. Salmon medicine honors every encounter in life as a gathering of wisdom. It teaches that even when the flow of life seems to push you back, you can tap the hidden resources of your human spirit and personal inner knowing. The journey may not be an easy one, and the currents of public opinion may not be in your favor, but you can choose to honor the wisdom you carry and instinctually do what is right. If salmon swam into your mind today, it may be telling you to trust your gut feeling and inner knowing at this time. Avoid the influence of all those who may have hidden agendas or who manipulate events for their personal gain. Do you need to reflect on the personal experiences that will help you decide whether the tide is ebbing or flowing in a direction that benefits your forward movement and growth? Go back to the beginning and retrace your path to this point. The wisdom is inside you, and when honoring it, you will not go wrong. The silver of salmon's skin reflects many lessons. To reclaim your inner knowing, you must see the opportunity in all situations and know that wisdom is earned through both life's easy and difficult experiences. Be willing to listen to others as well as to smell or as to the small, still voice within. Be willing to listen to others as well as to the small voice within. Behave in a manner that honors your path. The proper use of inner knowing comes when you flow with your authentic feelings, embracing all the experiences you encounter in life as learning lessons rather than hardships. Salmon teaches you to see every bend in the river as a new adventure, with a lesson you need to learn in order to grow. That knowledge becomes authentic wisdom through applying these truths to your life. I hope that message goes out to whoever who needs it.
Sounds beautiful.
including me.
Wow,
It's a
Robert.
powerful message.
Fits right
Yes,
in.
I can see why that drew you with what Pappy read.
Yeah, water. And the energy.
And you know, before either one of you read either thing, I said I felt like I was a drop of water, right? We're all drops of water in this river of life.
It's all
And I
water.
feel kind of as though I'm floating along today. Just floating, going with the current, living in the now. That's how I feel.
All you can do is live in the now.
Wow, that was powerful.
Turn your hardships into lessons.
Lot
Yeah.
to digest today. Oh, everybody's got their thinking caps on now.
Yep.
Yes.
Letting it digest.
Yep.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that card up because it fits so well, Robert.
Yeah.
You know, and like all of these teachings, it's multifaceted. You know, each of the teachings is a gem that's been cut with brilliance, depending upon which side of the gem you're looking at it from. You know, and with the salmon card, one of the other things to remember is that salmon remembers where it came from, and it strives to return there in its life cycle, just like us.
Goes back to its origins.
Yep.
And it goes
Okay.
upstream.
And you know, it goes against the currents of life as it struggles. You know, after it's matured and done everything it needs to do out there, and it returns at its time to complete the cycle. It struggles, and that struggle is not only the currents of life. Okay, the other thing is that whole trip upstream is going to be full of obstacles. You'll have your calm eddies, you'll have your rushing water, you'll have your dams or obstacles that you've got to get around, you've got to fight to get up over top of them. And then you'll also have your predators that are there to feed upon you. Okay. Now, when salmon is successful and gets to that destination and goes through the life cycle, and the one lays the eggs and then the other fertilizes them, that 1 + 1 makes another new one. And that little fry grows up, starts to grow up in the stream where it was born, and then follows the current to let it carry it to where it's going to go. Now, we can draw those same correlations in our life. We are going with the current to live our life, okay? But we're having to also understand that we have to struggle through and against currents sometimes to continue to follow the mainstream. And there's going to be predators. There's going to be all kinds of innuendos and hidden dangers that line those banks. And you know, I could say the same thing about these live feeds that we do. You'll notice that same dynamic taking place not only in the people that are on the panel in their energy, but also the people that are in the chat, and sometimes some of the ones that are attracted to the banks of the chat, if you get my meaning.
Yes.
Okay, those that are at the banks of the chat, you know, you'll need to take a look at, are they just another obstacle? Are they just another thing to overcome, or are they in fact a predator? You know, so
Get out. I'm sorry, y'all.
That's okay, Crystal.
I had to get
We
on.
like to hear puppies.
They feel me get a
Probably
bath.
talking to mine. Mine are getting finicky again because the cats are eating and they're not.
Ah,
Well, I got my cats in the bedroom and my dog out here in the living room. And then my dog gets mad when I go in the room and raise ruckus. And then when I come out here to the living room, my cats try to get out here where I am. So neither one of them. I can't be two places at one time.
NC girl, so sorry to hear that. We're shooting out positivity for you. This is the place
NC
of
girl,
love and
welcome
unity.
here.
Yeah.
We love you, NC girl, and we'll be keeping you in our prayers.
Yes. Sending positive energy.
So, Bonnie, are you having a campfire tonight?
Well,
Kind of depends on Miss Gigi, doesn't it?
yeah, because I feel like I would be letting her down if I didn't come to her show if she does put one up, but we never know till the last minute. So we'll see. And I know it's a little bit different energy over there.
Yeah.
Well, we still try to shoot out positivity even there, so
Exactly. I think she needs that.
yes, she does.
Well, I've been known to have more than one tab open, going back and forth from chats from time to time.
Oh, so you're Joe Trader.
Not I, said the pert little fig.
You see his picture today?
No, I didn't.
The crow.
Oh, Pappy's, yeah. I had my
Sees
scout on
all.
there last night. Did you
That
see my
crow's
scout
staring
last
us
night?
down.
Yeah, I'll put him up again. My Fivel, he was
Boy,
just
they-
as astute.
crows were yapping yesterday here. Boy,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, it's a yapping.
Are any of you familiar with that poem? I don't know who wrote it. I can't remember the whole thing, but it's like one's an omen, two's a sign, three is holy, four divine, and they're talking about crows.
No,
I've heard that, but they're talking about what?
crows.
Crows.
Crows?
One,
I didn't know they
Yeah.
were talking about crows.
I didn't
You're
either.
one's
not
an
talking
omen, two's a
about
sign.
Edgar Allan Poe one, are you?
Is it an Edgar Allan Poe? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who wrote it. I have no idea who wrote it. I just remember that bit of it, and I was like,
Yeah, it's Edgar Allan Poe.
she was attempted murder. You're funny, dog.
You're smashing it today, Heather.
I'm smashing something.
Did you read my comment
Which
earlier?
one here?
Remember you said, remember when was that? I told you guys, Corlin went to Washington, and you said, make sure she watches the weather. Well, she texted me this morning. I'm sitting on the airplane waiting for the fog to lift.
I
was
told her. I warned you.
Yeah, I said, Heather nailed it, man.
I saw that and I was like, oh, well, there's going to be huge storms coming in this week. I tried to warn everyone.
Yes, you did.
She had a good time, though. She had a good time.
Awesome.
Hey, Don White.
She went to the Space Needle.
That's
Sweet.
cool.
Seattle Needle thing.
Yeah. Man, I would, if I were to ever go to a city, I can't ever see myself going to a city, but
No.
I abhor the energy in those places. It's too much. I can't deal with it. no matter how many shells I put around myself, I have a very hard time with city energy. Even driving through one or right past one on the highway or something, I have a very difficult time with that energy. And but if I ever were to go to a city, I want to go see like the underground cities that
Me
some of
too.
these places still
Oh
have,
my
like San
goodness.
Francisco, Seattle, Chicago, New York. There's whole underground cities that were covered.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize there are down south too.
I
I
have,
think I
Yeah,
think it's by the
they're all over the
Carolinas.
place.
I have
They're
no
all over.
desire to go underground until the day. I never, we have a bunch of caverns here that you can take tours in, and I can't do it. Just can't do it.
I know. I'm the same way, Bonnie.
Hey, I wonder if that's like a past life memory of coming from those caves, right?
Something.
I don't know what it is, but
I'm pretty.
Look, I have a
Sure.
theory about that stuff. Like my mom had an irrational fear of earthworms. Okay, she knew it was irrational, but she could not lessen the grip that this fear had on her. Okay, she had a very hard time. She was scared to death of earthworms. Nothing else really, but earthworms. And I never understood it when I was a kid, and it kind of rubbed off on me a little bit, you know. And I had to fight my way against that because I know they're like nature's little gardeners, right? So, but you know how some of your parents' stuff will rub off on you a little bit. So anyway, um, I have a theory that maybe in one of her past lives she was buried alive or something.
oh,
So that's my theory, is that irrational fears sometimes can stem from past life, like leftover trauma of the soul.
I have
Because
no
I know
idea.
people who are irrationally afraid of swimming, and they an irrational fear, and then like, you know, they'll go do a past life regression or something, or they'll do regression meditations, and they'll be like, I drowned in a past life, or my boat sank, or some, you know, water death. It was a water death, and and in this life they have an irrational fear of swimming, of being in the water.
I
Hmm.
It's
have
crazy.
I have one. I am scared to death to go over like big bridges is over water.
Ooh.
I'm scared that the bridge is going to open up and my car's going to go off it.
You know
And have
what?
you had some kind of experience with that in this life?
Mm, I don't.
Well, and the reason I'm asking is because, you know, the whole thing about irrational fears is there's no rationale. There's no like prior experience inside of this lifetime that you're on currently that that explains where it came from, right? So
Yeah.
you always got to check that there was not some like childhood um, accident that was like, oh, we went off. You know what I mean?
Well, I was little and my dad put me in one of the flat bottom boats and I flipped over and I was just maybe 4 or 5 years old at that, and my dad had to jump in and get me. So I don't know, maybe if that's part of it too.
I still get worked up about a lady that I had in my vehicle when I was driving over a bridge in Green Bay, Wisconsin. They have a rather high bridge there. And she went into full mode panic, screaming and hysterical, jumping around in my car while I'm driving. And she was in the seat next to me. And I mean, she was bumping the steering wheel. I actually had to slap her across the face while I was driving. And it wasn't easy to do, you know, while you're trying to drive, to calm her out, you know, shock her into something else than thinking of that bridge. She had such a fear of that. And I kind of helped her eventually get through that. I said, you have to think about what's on the other side of that bridge and focus on what you're going towards and not where you're at. You know, that fear is what's overwhelming you at this moment. You're sticking yourself in this moment right now,
think about what's on the other side. Look at it like your horizon you're going to, and don't look over the edge. See, oh my goodness, that poor woman. I felt bad for her. I mean, I had to actually slap her out of it.
I just get really quiet going over bridges, like Bailey bridges especially, because when I was younger, we were coming back from Timmins or wherever, and my dad was drunk as usual and tried to drive us off the bridge
Oh,
to
dear.
kill us. Yeah, that was my dad.
Thank you, Heather. I was working on it, but I didn't get it in time.
I actually had your back today. My computer wanted to work right.
My sister was just several yards away from that bridge that actually collapsed in Minneapolis.
Oh my goodness.
She was there when it happened.
So, if the fears came from traumas in this life, they're not irrational. Is that what you're saying, Heather?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm saying if they're based on a circumstance or a trauma in this life, there's a rationale behind where that fear came from. Irrational means there's no rationale behind where the fear came from.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw us all well off track, but I'm going to do it again because I'm going to ask if Pappy has a few thoughts on North Carolina's little thing that I had posted there. Hey, Jeff, good to see you.
Hey, Heather, I'm
Yeah.
going to drop out because I need to wash my dog, but I'll be listening to y'all.
All right, Crystal, will you
Have
have
a great
wonderful
day, Crystal.
hon?
Bye, Crystal.
Bye, Crystal.
Love everybody on panel. Love everybody on chat.
Love
Love
you
and
too.
Have a good day.
See you later, Crystal.
Bye, Pappy.
So you guys don't mind if I switch the current again, do you?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
It's
awesome.
your show, baby.
Oh, this is my circus. My circus,
Oh.
my monkeys.
Jeff and Camel Paul, hello.
Hey,
Hi,
Jeff.
Camel Carl.
Hey, Camo.
Hi,
Hey,
Jeff.
Camel.
Hey, Camel Carl.
Hi, Camo.
Hi, Kim and Carl. I'm sorry you didn't make it last night.
North Carolina girl, I would get a dream catcher, make sure it's blessed, hang that close to your bed, and see what happens. Open your
I
mind.
have a black one that came from Indian reservation. I bought it when I was on my last 18, the Marines out at Sells, Arizona on that Indian reservation.
Cool.
They work wonders.
I got my daughter a blue and white one and a doll from there, and then I got the black one. And I also have a medicine catcher.
What's a
Awesome.
medicine catcher?
I don't know. That's what the lady told me it was. It has a wolf inside of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's real nice. Yeah, those are hanging up on the one side of my bed.
That's what I would call a medicine shield.
Yes.
What's that do?
Well, what it usually, most of the time, those are made by the individual, and it has the symbols upon the shield of the medicines, if you will, or the powers of their totems that they wish to display and to project. You know, for example, that one there's got the wolf on it. So it's got all the attributes of wolf within that shield that person would be, trying to portray. All right.
Yeah, it's funny because it has a wolf on it. I used to have a wolf. He was a wolf husky hybrid. His name was Wolf. My daughter named him. She went Wolf Wolf, and that became his name.
Yeah.
So I think that he was reaching out to me, telling me that it's okay that I will see him again.
Yeah. It's those things like that. People say, well, it's just coincidence and stuff, but I don't believe in coincidence. I just believe as validations that when spirit leaves the body, it just changes into a different form, you know, just like water. Water evaporates and turns into an unseen gas, you know. Then it condenses again and can turn into water again, and get frozen and turn into ice. You know, it's just different forms. You know.
Well, North Carolina girl, the advice I would give you is if you are trying to be cognizant of your dreams again, when you wake up, you have a journal right by your bed, and you journal down any bits that you remember. Take a few moments in the morning to just sit and kind of breathe deep and meditate a little on what's come through and what you remember. The more that you exercise the remembering, the more you'll remember. But your brain is a muscle as well, right? You have to exercise it for it to. So these gifts that you can receive through your dreams, these messages, it's kind of like that, developing that muscle memory. You can bring that to a higher level of understanding, but you have to practice remembering it. So whether you have to get up and speak it out loud to yourself or to somebody, that would be my suggestion.
And remember the intent. Intent is everything. When you come to dream catchers.
Yeah, and I heard you weren't supposed to put them in your car either. So I took mine out of my car. I had one in my car years ago. I wrapped it up and put it away.
A car's a bad place to be dreaming.
I liked it. It was the colors of my S10 Blazer, so I put it in there.
That's cool. Yeah, they're pretty.
You know, the thing that that you should all remember about these things, they're pretty to look at, okay, and yeah, and a lot of people buy them for just that, okay. But originally they were designed as a tool that had been empowered for something, so that it could be a trigger to switch a certain type of energy on and off. All right. So that goes right back to my old saying, you know, don't always be attracted to things that catch your eye. Okay. Be attracted to things that catch your heart. And then you see the true meaning of things. You know, so a lot of the dream catchers and everything that you can buy commercially and everything, you know, I'm sure, you know, they weren't made with the same intent and the same energy as with someone that was making it specific for a purpose. You know, for example, a grandmother making the first dream catcher for a baby to ensure that it has good dreams is put all the love of a grandmother in that to protect against nightmares for the baby. Okay, that might be one thing. Now, having said that, I will tell you this. If you come in possession of these sort of things, that you want to have a significant energy attached to them, then they can serve as a substitute for the real thing. You just have to cleanse and clean the energy that's on them in the first place, and then place your intent and your prayers in it so that it becomes your tool to use. You know?
How do you cleanse it? With sage?
Well, you can cleanse it with sage, yeah, you know, that sort of stuff. But once again, you got to have what? You got to have the intent to have it cleansed. That's a beautiful one there, Robert.
Yep.
I'll show you mine.
Look at all the,
That's
look at all
pretty.
the
I like
sky
that.
colors.
That's pretty.
Yeah, got the sky colors in it.
Yep.
Did you make that, Robert?
He's muted.
You're muted.
Oh, a Chippewa woman sent it to me.
There's mine. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, Pappy, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about last night, but
A Chippewa woman.
but
I'm a Chippewa woman.
it didn't go that way.
There they are. No, I have respect for it. And when I was purchasing the Dreamcatcher, I told that Indian woman I have respect for it, and she said she could tell that I do. She said she can tell that since I was very young, that I've always respected the Native Americans.
Mhm.
My aunt is native and she made me one. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
cool.
I read about how they wove stories and intent into them, and they added to them as their life progressed. And they were usually gifted to babies in certain tribes. And I read about that in the library, and I went and made my own and told my
Yeah,
own story.
as far as the oral history of those goes, they were first made by the Ojibwe women up in the Great Lakes area, and then from there, it spread out to the other tribes and stuff, and they picked up on that as well. So that's from Anna's people up there.
That's
The
kind of
Anishinaabe.
funny because I live in Ohio and we're close, and I'm close to a Great Lake.
Yeah, the Anishinaabe people and the people of the Medewan societies up there and stuff have a lot of medicine that spread out to a lot of the other nations as well. I might
We had
point
several
out something.
nations in the heartland of Ohio.
Right.
I might point out something to you, Love Bug. As you showed the various different things that you have hanging in there, you know, dream catchers are made to be free hanging, so the air goes through them, right?
No, I did not know that.
Yes.
Well, that's the whole aspect of them.
Yep.
Just like the spider web is two-sided. If you have the dream catcher against the wall, actually you're blocking stuff going through it.
Or yep.
Huh. So where should I hang? How should I hang it?
Well, I would
Freehand.
take it so you could hang it
Hang it near an open window.
near an open window, or just hang it in your room someplace. I've had them. I've hung them off the pull chain of my ceiling fan before. You know.
I could hang it on the curtain rod right above my window because there's 2 windows right above it.
Sure. I mean, the whole idea is that
Yeah.
it allows the free flow of energy through the web. It's not blocked by anything.
Right.
Okay.
Even though the wall is not going to stop the energy from flowing, the symbology of the solid object takes away from the medicine of it, in the mind of the person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Energy has to flow.
That's the whole, and that works also if you get the sun catchers. Now, you know what a sun catcher is, right?
No.
A sun catcher can be made of stained glass,
Oh,
or
okay.
crystal, or something of that nature that's hung to catch the rays of the sun. Okay, and what happens is that the sunlight comes in its pure form, and it's refracted into the different colors and stuff that you see, and the different reflections that you see, and that's also an energy transfer. Okay, and that's made to be used the same way. If it's blocked on the back side of it, it doesn't become something that the energy can flow through. It becomes a mirror. So it's a
So that
reflection.
you get the energy that you want to dispel, you get it right back.
Well, yeah, it could be in a case like that in a mirror. Yeah. Remember, a mirror is just showing you the reverse reflection of your reality.
Is it the same with the prism?
What if? It's, the pure light contains all the colors. The prism divides them into different different bands of colors. But if you'll notice, even in a prism, when you look at the colors that are reflected through it, there's not one distinct line between each color. They blend into each other gradually, just like our energies do with each other. They blend together. individual frequencies. We all have our own little fiber optic that creator, connects to us from the big cable. That's our personal frequency, but we're all within the other frequency too. Heather's going to read a lot about that in the book that she's got, Hands of Light.
I was going to say, look at what a strange circle that was. Circle though it was, but it circled right back round to the frequencies.
Yep.
Wow.
We're a toot on Creator's flute.
Yeah.
We're all a musical note.
Now about the cards you guys got. I've got a set of angel cards. And
Well,
I don't think I interpret this stuff right.
What do you mean?
My angel cards, you shuffle the deck and everything, and you put out 3 cards. One's past, present, and future.
I know there's a suggested use for a lot of these cards, and there's suggested spreads, and there's all manner of things that come along with a deck of cards. But the thing about a deck of cards is cards are tools. They're simply an extension of you channeling a message from your higher self. Okay, that's what they are. They're an extension. They're a tool for you to have a physical representation of something that you want to come through. Okay, so having said that, it's more about, for me, or for how I understand it, I guess it's more about you asking those cards to show you the energy needed for a specific situation, or useful information that will help you with a certain something. You don't always have to go by someone else's recommended way. Recommended just means, yeah, here's one way you can do it.
Right.
Okay.
Like with mine, I used to try to do spreads, but I never really understood it. It never jived with me. It didn't set well with me. And so for me, it was, I would shuffle, and if one popped out, I was supposed to read that one. And the way I do it is, I shuffle them, and then I'll cut them, and then I'll pull one off the top, and then I pull one off the bottom to see what lies behind. Right? So if there's any opposing energy or something I need to look forward to as I try to traverse a certain pathway or something like of that nature. And for me, that's what works, but everybody does it different. Everybody's, Robert can tell you how, sometimes a certain card will come to him, and other times he comes to the card. It's
She saw it. She
it's
saw
the
it.
same different path.
Yeah, you just seen it. I didn't need to pull a card.
Gigi's in the house. We were talking about her earlier.
Really?
Hey, Hank.
Did you see that, Love Bug? I didn't need to pull a card.
Huh.
The spirit talked through me and drew me to that,
And they're totally different, though, too. It's not like giving you past, present, or future. It's giving you tools
to work with it.
or meanings to work with. Yeah.
Hello, Henry.
Hi, Henry.
I don't know if that made sense to you or not.
Yes,
Yeah.
Gigi, again.
Yeah, the person that my BFF, okay, is a male. He's my brother from another mother. I am so close to him that I know when he's in pain. I know when he's sad, and I know when he's angry or happy. We cannot explain it. We've been that way since we first we were in band together in high school, and we had to do a square dance thing on the field, and he didn't know how to dance. And I just took his hand, and the moment we touched, there was like this powerful connection. and neither one of us can explain it. It's as powerful as if we were born twins. And he knows when I'm upset. He knows what, my energy. I can feel his, he can feel mine. And he's in a different state. He's in West Virginia. And we still have that connection. Well, he's coming
Awesome.
up this week. He's the one that gave me the cards. So I'll go ahead and try it the way you said, Heather, and see what we come up with.
Just remember to always ask your inner spirit for guidance, because really that's the key. And the cards are just tools. They're just cards. They're paper with images until your intent is to use them as more. When your intent is to use them for gaining wisdom or knowledge, then that's, intent is everything. It really is. Did everybody freeze up?
No,
Me.
Not here, I'm thinking.
well, just be quiet.
I just muted so y'all wouldn't hear
Hi,
that.
baby girl.
Hi, little one.
They're saying hi. Do you want to say hi? You want to say hi today?
Hi, princess.
Hello, Angel Eyes.
She's smiling, wiggling her head around.
I don't have my
So easy
grandbaby
to bring
today.
joy to a child.
I'll have her tomorrow, so I'll let her say hi.
Right on.
Gigi, we were wondering if you were having a show tonight.
Okay, you've been kidding.
I think we're going to wrap it up, folks. I've got my lovely weight behind my eye again from last night back, so I'm going to probably lay down here for a little bit. So, why don't we start with final thoughts? We'll go middle row, and Bonnie and Robert and Pappy. How you guys feel about that?
I'm easy.
Gigi. Oh, we're not muted here.
All right,
Hey, go ahead.
bugs.
Oh, me, final thought? Oh, geez. I don't know. I guess just stay positive.
There you go.
My thoughts are shine, always shine, stay positive, and be kind.
You're a
And
poet and don't know it.
love sent to
Yep.
everybody.
I love you, Dorinda. Yeah, dragonfly.
I kind of think that offering a kind smile from the warmth of your heart would be a good gesture to anyone you come across today.
Good thoughts.
And if
Good
you're not
thoughts.
leaving the house, go look in the mirror.
Hey, good idea. Good idea. Maybe I better comb my hair then, huh?
Same
I
here.
mean, offer yourself love as well.
I don't want to scare myself, you know.
All right, Bonnie, in a little bit, you're up.
Yeah, it's my turn. Well, what I got out of today is embrace each thing on your path, good or bad, and learn from it.
Awesome.
That's why
I
she
like
wears those butterfly wings so well.
Love you all.
We love you too.
Love
We
you,
love
Bonnie.
you too.
All right, big brother, you're up.
Love you,
I just want everybody to remember how important intent is, and get those dream catchers off the wall.
I will work on that, I promise.
I'm saying anybody who has them on the wall. Everybody, take them off the wall, put them to use. Then your good intentions, what you want, and just let it happen.
Camel Carl, are you thinking about in between the sheets or just hanging a sheet?
I thought he was saying something else. He just spelled it wrong.
Yeah, but you know, that word has meaning.
Yep.
All right, Pappy, what's your final thoughts for today?
Well, my final thoughts would be that sometimes
Out a
we're in a
window,
place
Gigi. Sorry,
that
Pappy.
sometimes we're in a place that we're able to receive the blessings of others. Okay. Sometimes we're in a place to pass along blessings to others. Okay. But one thing I want you to all remember, the very fact that you are is a blessing back to the Creator that made you. That makes you a worthy blessing all the time. If you walk in blessing, then you also walk in beauty. And it's below you, it's above you, it's behind you, it's in front of you. If you carry it within you, that makes you a blessing to all. We are all related.
That was beautiful. I should have just let you go last.
Yeah, you just want to go read your books.
No, actually, I've got a lot of pressure behind my eye again.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
We'll
believe
have
that.
an app.
Love you,
Well,
Pappy.
look,
Thank you.
I can't even put my glasses on right now. My eye hurts.
That's a great day.
My
So,
family
but
used to get like that.
I wanted to thank you all for sharing in the river of life today, and for helping me to float on down the river in such a lovely way. I really do. I thank you guys. I appreciate all of you, and I thank the Creator for the gift of all of you. So I love you. Love and light. Have a great day.
Love
And we will see you all around this evening at some point.
Thank you, Heather, for giving us this wonderful place to share our thoughts and feelings.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you, Heather.
Absolutely.
I hope we
This
were
is
good
a-
headache medicine for you, Anna.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, she gave it to me.
Oh no.
I flew from Anna to
It's okay.
Heather.
I'm gonna go outside and ground and get some fresh air and see if it doesn't help a lot.
Okay. Love you,
All
honey.
right. Take care.
All
Bye.
right, guys.
See y'all
Bye.
later.
Have a great day.
You too.
Love you, chat. Bye bye. Thank you for your thoughts today, Peppy. Bye bye.
Yes. Bye.